What's up, everybody? It's the homie Truth Teller, the street reporter, and a lot of people be asking me about things in the drill culture. Like I say, they know I'm a real drill historian. I've been documenting the culture for a long time now, and I'm gonna tell you why. And I done been told you this if you've been following me, you feel me? But I feel like this time period is a period a lot of people gonna go back and look on because there was a lot of violence. A lot of people lost their life. So I wanted to document it on my YouTube channel because I felt like, man, this is really crazy. I'm not sure if people really realize what's going on, but it reminded me of like the movie Hunger Games, and Chiraq is like District 13, the place nobody want to talk about. They tell you about Millennium Bean. They tell you about the nice hotels. They tell you about the bean they spent millions of dollars on. But they don't want to tell you about what's happening in the communities, in the urban communities where it's very impoverished and it's a lot of violence, especially gun violence, you feel me? But today is a person that a lot of people been asking me about ever since they heard the news of him. A lot of people are always asking me about Edai600. To be honest with you, Edai600 is one of those guys who I do think was overlooked. You know what I'm saying? I think that shit that went on with Tay 600 kind of drove him down. I think he might have underestimated the youth and how much they care for young rappers and how much 600 was real strong. So people really kind of was upset with him and that Tay 600 shit. Then C-Day got locked up, you know? So it was a lot of rumors about E-Day, the truck driver and all kind of shit. But I talked to a lot of people in the streets that told me dude was one of those street niggas. He was really out there. Chief Keefton tweeted before about being in shootouts with E-Day and all kind of shit like that. So today we're going to take E-Day to the board. I'm going to give you some background on him. I'm going to kind of tell you exactly what the police is saying happened to him because I got an opportunity to get my hands on the police reports. I shifted through a lot of documents. I was able to watch the news clippings, newspaper clippings from the Chicago Sun-Times, the Tribune, the CBS local news, all kind of things. And I even have sources inside of these camps and neighborhoods and shit where these guys come from. A lot of people I talked to in Inglewood. I actually had an opportunity to interview E-Day earlier in his career. When I talked to him, he actually told me this right here. As you can see, the city and the rural had their eye on Chicago, and E-Day was one of the people who they talked about. So today we're going to take E-Day to the board. I'm going to give you some background and kind of tell you exactly what's going on. One of the things I knew about E-Day when I first started in the drill culture was he was clearly part of the BDs, okay? That's like the gangs in Chicago. So that was one of the first things I noticed about E-Day was that he was linked with the BDs. He was linked on the South Side. He was cool with people like Chief Keef. He was cool with people like Lil Durk. He was cool with people inside of O-Block and Lamron, okay? So that instantly made me automatically know that he could be an op, okay? He could be an op of the GDs. He was engaged in a lot of wars. One thing I can say about E-Day, when I first got on Chief Keef, I noticed E-Day too, you know. He was out there early too. I understand Pac-Man and all that, but I seen E-Day early. He was throwing shots at a lot of guys from Tuckerville. He was throwing shots at Tuckerville. He was dissing Lil J. He was one of the guys that was one of the big dissers of Lil Jojo. So he dissed Lil Jojo a lot. He's actually the brother of C-Day. C-Day. That's the guy who's actually locked up with Rondo number 9 right now for a murder. So he's locked up with Rondo number 9, okay? E-Day kind of went trending all on the internet, calling Tay 600 a snitch. He was in all kind of beefs. And one thing I can say about him was this guy had a lot of ops. He was warring with a lot of people. He had a lot of enemies and shit like that. So I instantly thought this was some rap shit when I first heard of it. But me being a street reporter, I can't jump into that shit. I have to watch what's going on. I have to talk to people, and I have to go to the police reports too. Because I'm going to tell you something about police reports. It don't always give you the full information because people not going to tell the police everything. People don't want their name to be involved. So nobody going to tell you what's really going on. They going to keep that shit a secret. Some people might just kind of tell a little bit. They ain't going to really tell. Some people to tell. So I understand you're not going to get the full story through a police report. But sometimes in a police report, people be so frantic, somebody's dying and bleeding out. You might end up getting a real story. So I like to just listen to it and sift through it and shit like that. Even the police scanners, I was able to get my hands on a lot of that. According to the police, August 1st, okay? According to the authorities, August 1st, I believe, 12:20, okay, a.m. at nighttime, Chicago, all right? He's in Chicago on 72nd and Bennett, all right? This is the east side, all right? It's things about this that kind of alarms me, to be honest with you, too. The fact that, Edai, which is this hot, known as he's known as one of those guys that are, you know what I'm saying? The fact that he's known for being one of those guys, he's involved in a lot of street wars, dissing, smoking dead ops. It alarmed me that he's outside this late at night, okay? That alarms me, especially in this city, okay, in this neighborhood, at this time of night, on a Saturday. That really threw me off on a Saturday. So it's so many things that alarms me about this. He's in this neighborhood on a Saturday in Chicago at this time, which lead me to believe a few things. We're going to get back to that. But this leads me to believe a few things, so we're going to get back to that. But according to the police, Edai was standing outside. I hear a lot of rumors about where he was at, okay? Now, remember, the police reports don't always have this shit 100% accurate, but I got to go with what's out. Now, I understand you might know something that I don't know. You might got to hook up on the information. I understand you know everything, but I have to go with what's out, okay? And we're going to sift through it, though, okay? But they're saying he's standing outside on this block when a man approaches him and get the blicking. Black, 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 black. Get the blinking outside this time of night in this community on this block. Edai get hit from the police reports that I read, okay? Now, I read the police reports. From the police reports, it says Edai was shot multiple times, up to 5 to 6 times. I see he was shot in his chest, his stomach, and I believe he was even hit in his back. Now, I could be wrong, bullets travel and shit like that. It could have been less shots, but I was told he was hit in the chest, stomach, and even the back, okay? Edai was killed, okay? Hit multiple times. All right? Now, these are the things that alarms me, okay? Follow me. He's on this block on a Saturday night in Chicago at this time. All these things are bad things for a guy who's hot like this. You know what I'm saying? For a guy like this, these are all bad things, okay, that has happened, okay? It leads me to believe that maybe Edai might have lived in that neighborhood, okay? I don't think a guy who was 32 years old, according to the police, he's one of the fathers of this drill shit. He's been in this for a long time. He understands the op shit. He understands the war shit. Plenty of his homies done died. Plenty of his homies in jail. Plenty of his homies done did drills and all kind of shit like that, right? I just don't think this guy is the type of guy who would be on one of these hot-ass blocks this time of night in Chicago on a Saturday. I just think Edai, has a little more understanding than that. I think he might have lived in this community. Now, I can be wrong with that, but in my opinion, I think he might have lived in this community. I might be wrong. He could have been visiting his homeboys. He could have been chilling on the block, as these Chicago niggas do that shit. After all the violence, everybody getting killed, 50 people were shot over the weekend. A lot of these guys still say, hey, let's go have a barbecue on the corner. So I understand it. You can't really knock it. Sometimes people don't ask for these communities. They're just born in these communities. They inherit this shit. So I understand that. I'm not knocking that. But I just feel like he might have lived in this community, or maybe he was visiting someone in this community. I hear the rumors about a girl. I understand that shit. I hear the rumors about a girl. I ain't gonna roll with that. I hear a lot of people talking like that, but I only hear it from outside people. I haven't heard that from any indirect close sources, and I just spoke with a lot of people close to the situation. I haven't seen that, so I'm not saying that didn't happen. That's a possibility. Remember, people see news that I might not see, and that's what make this whole blog shit open. Something I might not see that you might see, something you might see that I might not see, and vice versa. So I think that's cool. So my word is not law, but I just think he might have lived in this community or might have been visiting someone in this community. But at this time of night, things like this, I just don't really see him taking these risks and shit like that. In my opinion, when I put all this news together, okay, when I put all this together, I know this might sound crazy, but I think, me personally, I think it's two things that could have happened to Edai in my conclusion. I think it's two things, okay? You got to understand, it's violent out here. Man, ain't no honor amongst thieves. People will kill you, man. It's so emotional out here, man. Stepping on the shoe will lead to your life out here, man. So it's crazy. In my opinion, I think what happened to Edai, I think this was a personal dispute. Okay, I think this was a personal, dispute, in my opinion. What I mean by personal dispute, I think people in the community knows exactly what happened to Edai, but it's a such thing as nobody's going to talk. Nobody's going to say anything. I always felt it was something weird with letting someone come in your community, kill someone important in your community, and everybody got to keep it on the hush and be quiet. But I understand that's the street rules. We can't be telling on people. I get it. I'm not knocking it. I understand Edai was involved in a lot of street shit. Sometimes, when you're out here living that life, shit happen to you. I get that. I think this is a personal dispute because I just can't fathom him making all these mistakes. Just all these mistakes without a reason, Either someone he loved lived over here, or maybe he lived over here himself, or he was just in the wrong area at the wrong time. That's possible, especially in the war zone. But I think this was a personal dispute. I think this was a beef with someone who knew where he was at. I think this happened at the moment right there, and he just got shot. I think this happened at the moment, and I think people know what's going on. Or if that's not the case, I think maybe he was spotted. Maybe he was spotted because he does. He's a lookable dude. You know what I'm saying? You can tell how he look. He's a big guy. He got the dreadlocks, the color in it. We've been watching his videos for years now. He's been here. He's been hot ever since 2012. Ever since he dropped that Gucci record with Chief Keef, he been killing them for a while. So, I just think maybe he could have been spotted and didn't know and caught lacking. This could be one of those things that happen. I'm not going to lie, though. At the end of the day, I do believe this shit was gang related, okay? I believe it was gang related. And if it wasn't gang related, my bad, y'all. If it wasn't gang related, then this was a personal dispute. Okay, but I don't really feel this was a caught lacking situation, but it's possible now because out here don't nobody care. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. You got to be put up nowadays. The violence is at an all-time high. Nobody cares about nobody no more. If you're walking with your grandma, they gonna get that lady. They gonna be like, fuck it, get her in a wheelchair. You're walking with your kid, they gonna get the crumb snatcher. They don't give a fuck who you with. It's no respect no more. The police not gonna not the police, the youth not gonna respect you with your shorty because they don't respect the police, they mom or the daddy. So thinking you're safe like that ain't gonna happen, But this is still an open case. His killer wasn't caught. So we might end up updating this board because nobody really know the full story on this one. But in my opinion, after talking to a lot of people, I do believe this was gang related. And I believe this was like a personal dispute. I think this is a 50-50. He was on the east side. He had a lot of enemies on the east side, it's niggas that's cool on the east side too with him, but it's a lot of enemies of 600 on the east side, so anything is possible when you live in that kind of lifestyle. But I appreciate the love. We don't need no donations. Keep them to yourself. It's hard outside. Remember, like I told you, the weather changing, the sun now. You got to go get the kids the chips with the cheese and the meat. Like I tell you, they like the chips with the cheese and the meat. You got to go give them the snowballs. They don't want the snowballs that's 50 cents that got one flavor. They want the snowballs that cost $1 so they get 3 flavors. They like them like that. You can't take away from them by trying to send me something. I'm going to be okay. If you want to show me you rock with me and you want to support me, hit that like button. Bing! When you do that, guess what that shit do? It make my videos grow and a lot of people be able to see them. I appreciate the love. A lot of people been asking me about 069 Kevo. You know, he ended up losing his life to the gun violence. I've been studying that case for a little while, so that's going to be our next video. We're going to drop what happened to 069 Kevo on the board, so make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can be one of the first ones to get it. I appreciate the love. It's the homie, True Teller, the Street Reporter. Blah, blah, blah.